What's up, guys? My name is Jonny from the band Kingdom of Giants, and you're listening to Rhino Radio.
So, Aura of Rhino Radio here, and today, through the magic of the internet, I have the honor of speaking to Jonny of Kingdom of Giants. How are you doing today?
I'm good, man. How you doing?
Very good, very good. Thank you very much for taking the time and joining me. I think it's really early in the morning for you, so thank you for skipping breakfast or having breakfast with me.
Yeah, sure thing, man.
And we are kind of in the run up to celebrate a new album. I believe it's your fourth, Passenger. It's going to come out on October 16th. How are you getting ready for it? It's going to be very different, I'm guessing. Probably no tour, no shows, and maybe even stuck at home.
Yeah, we're having to really rack our brains and try to think of new ways to really get this album out there. And, it could be in the form of maybe like a live stream coming up or something, or we're definitely shooting some more music videos. If that makes you guys happy, we'll definitely have some content to, kind of go with the album as it comes along. So, but yeah, everything is different now, and it's just, you're really having to get creative.
What's been keeping you positive while lockdown?
Just good friends and family around me, and we're all just in this together, so it's just trying to keep a positive attitude and be there for one another.
Anything specific you've been reading, watching, playing?
I mean, I've been listening to more music than ever, really, it seems like, and been listening to a lot of Spirit Box. Like, those guys just rock so hard. So
I think Courtney is on one of your tracks.
yeah, a little secret coming at you guys. We have a feature from Courtney on the album, which I was super stoked about. She's just amazing at what she does.
And as we said, the world is kind of still in lockdown mode, recovering from that. Obviously, tours are being canceled. And I know that something that kept you alive and positive and focused and friendly during tour time is a nice amount of Chipotle almost every day. So how have you been dealing without Chipotle at least once a day?
It's been rough, man. Just not getting my Chipotle fix. That's basically how I'm dealing with it. I'm just not getting it. But I like to whip up some homemade Mexican food myself, so
And
I'm
what do
not
you miss?
missing out on too much.
And what do you miss more on the road? Is it more playing in front of fans or seeing Dana fall off the stage?
Definitely, the fans. Dana's not the only one to fall off the stage, coincidentally. And they're okay, thankfully. No one's gotten hurt. But yeah, the fans I miss, and just the friends that you meet, in the different cities that they come out to the shows, and you get to see them, for a night every once in a while. So I miss that.
Hopefully coming back soon.
Yeah, fingers crossed, hoping, praying.
Um, and again, in the new reality that we're experiencing between interviews at home or watching streams from home, so the band is playing from home or you watch other bands playing from home, what's the weirdest thing that you've either shown or seen that was not supposed to be in a Zoom screen?
I, honestly haven't even experienced Zoom yet. I've used Skype for years, and haven't used it for a couple years now, but had to re-download it when I saw the email for you guys, and all the Skype IDs. I was like, oh crap, I gotta make sure I can still recover that account and everything. I was able to. I was successful, so that's good. But I don't know, man. I mean, what the funniest thing I think is that, not me personally, have experienced or anything, but like people will like be at like business meetings, and they'll have like a nice like dress shirt with like a jacket, blazer, like on here, and then you see like the lower half, and they're still in like their boxers or something. Yeah. So I think that's the funniest thing. You can just like make yourself look great from the waist up and still be chilling hard.
I love it when a cat jumps in. There's always
Yeah.
a tail wiggling sound.
Oh yeah, all the pets, all the dogs. I love that. So
So let's talk about Passenger. I know that in the past, the albums kind of talked on religion and death, life. Is it something that will still occupy your mind in the upcoming album?
yeah, I mean, we kind of had a talk going into this one where a lot of the lyrical content has been based around what you just kind of named off, and so it's funny, me coming into the band, I'm like the only religious person in the group, you know. I'm a Christian, and so like coming into the band, they were like, oh, you know, we don't have to talk about God and religion or anything, you know, it's all good. But I was just like, no, man, I mean, honestly, like that's just your honest thoughts and, you know, opinions coming out and everything like that. And like, I wouldn't want to try to like, you know, limit that or anything. And for me, like I'm religious, but it doesn't bug me, you know, when people are questioning it or, you know, don't have all the answers for themselves or anything. I'm not saying I do either, but yeah, so I told them like, you know, it's art. So like whatever we want to sing about, we sing about, you know, whether it's God, religion, you know, whatever it is, it's no holds bar for me.
I've been following a few of you guys online, and again, with the events recently between the pandemic, but also the way that the governments react to people's reactions, Black Lives Matter, and everything Portland, and it's spreading around. I've seen that you guys are a bit more political online. Is it something that might leak into either this upcoming release or anything in the future?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think so. It won't leak into this release just because everything hadn't quite really popped off the way it has. So like a
But
lot of
political messages or activism in general, is it something that we should expect?
not for this album. Maybe, you know, for the next one. I feel like there's a lot of emotions, you know, sparked right now and different things that, you know, we could cover and talk about, you know, and definitely how I feel about, you know, the state of things. And so yeah, for the next album you might expect a little bit of that. But, you know, it's not something that is you know, not not regrettably, but you know, I'm not super involved in politics and never have really been. But it's just like the more time goes on, it's like we're being forced into it because of you know the people that are running the countries and the politicians that we do have. Some of them just are not good. So it's caused me to get a little more involved, and that's being mild, you know, with my language about it. They're not good. So yeah, you might see, you know, some lyrics, something touching on that for the next album, but not for this one. This one's a lot of just, you know, where I was in the last couple years. I had taken a break from touring and music altogether, really, for a few years. My dad had passed away in a tragic accident, and so it really just like was like just a culmination of everything that I had felt leading up to that and or leading up to now since that whole, you know, tragedy in my life. So, and for Dana, you know, he was remote in LA, writing a lot of his lyrics. And so you might get two different takes on some of these songs, you know, from Dana and I, just because, you know, they mean something to both of us individually. And that might differ, you know, so.
Well, I know that in the past, in previous interviews, the band said that they don't really like talking about the meaning behind tracks, or at least explain it so that the listeners will be able to take whatever they want. But if you're going to go into something a bit more political, something a bit more, let's say, concrete, do you think that in the future you're going to start explaining it, or at least, I don't know if welcoming, if it sounds a bit condescending by saying, please explain it to us, but are you going to anchor it down to a specific message so we'll know that you want us to at least think about this?
It's very possible. I think we've become kind of fans of the whole Music Genius interviews that they do with a lot of hip hop and like, you know, different artists that where they kind of go through the track as it's playing in the video and they explain the verse or they explain the chorus, you know. And so that's definitely something that I've kind of grown to be a fan of because you get a little insight of where, you know, where their head was writing that. And so it's something that we've kind of discussed moving forward with all of the COVID and pandemic stuff and trying to have content and trying to, you know, put ourselves out there without having shows and tours. So it's something I think we're going to visit and talk about in the future about doing some sort of video like that, explaining what the song means. And so that's something you might see with this release.
So note for future interviewers, we are allowed to ask you about what's the meaning behind a track from now on.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
I mean, you can ask me all you want.
Okay. I want to confront you with a rumor. Your fans believe that the band hates donkeys. Is that true?
Oh man. No, we love animals. all animals, any kind of animal, really. And that's a tragic story, another tragic story, you know. And I wish Red were here to tell it, because it was late, you know. Him driving, he was the only one up when it happened, and all of the rest of everybody were sound asleep behind him. And yeah, you know, he went toe to toe with a donkey, and the donkey kind of lost.
Okay, well, I'm glad to hear it was just one-time incident, and it's not a thing that Kingdom of
No,
Giants, they don't like donkeys.
not a reoccurring thing. We encourage donkeys. We like them. There's no
There might be a donkey in a future video.
That would be hilarious, actually, if we could sneak one in there.
We'll circle.
I think that would, you know, tide over this whole thing. I think that would put to rest the rumor of us hating donkeys, if we could sneak a donkey into the music video somewhere.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. And on that positive note, let's just mention that Passenger is out October 16th. I had a sneaky listen just a few days ago, and it sounds amazing. Without even noticing, I heard it twice. Just sounds great. So I'm really excited for everyone to enjoy that. Is there anything else you want to say to fans and listeners before we say goodbye, Jonny?
We love you guys. You know, we hope you guys enjoy the album as much as we did making it. And yeah, just expect to see a lot of stuff from us in this next year.
Okay, sounds great. Jonny, Kingdom of Giants, as we said, Passenger is out October 16th. Thank you very much for your time. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you, man. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.